Good afternoon. Today is the 20th of August and this is part 10 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2023 Knebworth Classic Car Show at Knebworth House near Stevenage. We've been filming for 2 days now and this is the 10th part. I do apologise in advance for the wind noise. There's nothing I can do about it. For the music that is playing in the background that is going to get even louder, again, there is nothing I can do about it, and I've already had a copyright notification this weekend, which is very annoying, so I'm more annoyed about it than you are. There'll also be quite annoying announcements as well happening, and again, there's nothing I can do about that either. It's just the way it goes on this channel, I'm afraid. So another MGC here, I think this is the fourth one we've seen today. They were made between 67 and 69. This is a 68, 69. But we've got a much later car based on the same design. This rubber bumper MGB, 1978 to 79. This has got a green leather interior, which is unusual for these. I drove one of these actually earlier this year on the channel. It was a car registered in 1981, although it was made in 1980. It was pretty good, I quite enjoyed it. Another MG here, the Midget, Mark III Midget, 1971-72 on a K. This is the square arch model. I think that's blaze red, this colour. It looks orange, but it was called blaze red. Jaguar Mark X. Don't know exactly sort of what year this one is, but it's very nice. Oh, and it does have a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior. Yeah, it's most agreeable, isn't it? And we've got Daihatsu Copen. I think we saw this yesterday. It's around 2005. They were only officially imported to this country with a 1.3 engine, although in some of the markets they had a 660 engine. And we've got this Ferrari that I can't remember what model it is. Is that a 430 or something? I can't remember. Triumph Stag. Interesting blue sort of turquoise actually interior. This is a Mark II, 1974 to 75, common autofocus, there you go, it's better. This one's had a 5-speed gearbox fitted. I think that's an LT77 gearbox in that. Then is we've got the Mini or replica Mini from Mr. Beam, we saw that yesterday. This car is a lot older than the one, or ones I should say, that we used in the series, although it's got a newer steering wheel, so it's a early Mark III, whereas the ones used in the series were supposed to be about 76. So that's a much earlier one, it's like it's 1970. Then we've got the Reliant Regal Supervan III, about sort of 68, 69. This is one of the 11 that were used in the series. Obviously the series ran for years and years and years, so we used several different vans. This is one of them. MGB GT with no bumpers, actually, which is not a bad look for these, actually, to be honest. 1971, 72. Series 1 Lotus Elise. I wonder if this is like a special model or something. No, maybe just a normal one. And BMX5. It's actually quite an unusual interior colour on this one. This is a facelift 2002 to 3. Gnarly steering wheel, but beige leather interior with wood. Excellent, that's my kind of specification, viewers. I've driven one of these in a very long time ago. I think it was 4 years ago I drove an BMX5 on my channel. Triumph TR4 rather than the TR4A. This will be about 61, 62, something like that. With overdrive, I think it's lever steering column with these or something. Jaguar, I think this is an XK140. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's still got the Le Mans winner 51 to 53 on there. If it was an SK150, it would probably have the Le Mans winner in sort of 57 as well. But that's yeah, it's an SK140. It's actually for sale as well. 07934 713 496. This is not an MG midget. It's actually Notting Hill Sprite. I think this is a Mark III because of the opening. Sorry, the fact you got exterior door handles. Those interior door handles lasted for a very, very long time. The Sprite was only made until 71, whereas the midget continued till I think late 79 actually. And we've got Series 2 E-Type here, 69 to 70. And some kind of beach buggy type thing. It's weird. It's exhaust or something. That's very, very strange, isn't it? Not really my sort of thing, but some people really like things like that. There's a Volks rod on the front. I don't know if that's any relation to what the name of the car is. 2000 Mini Cooper. One of the very last ones. Yeah, Cooper Sport. Crazy Chevy Camaro. We saw this yesterday, 67, with one of the tallest engines I've ever seen in my entire life. I also saw that last year. Been to Santa Pod, of course. Also saw this 1965 Mustang yesterday. Then we got a pair of E30 BMW 3 Series 2-door saloons. This one's got some Alpine wheels on it. Both debadged, both 88, 89, something like that. Lotus Elan Series 4, 1970 to 1971. A bit later than the car used in the Avengers, or it was the second one, which was 66. So we've seen that M100 Elan earlier on. And we've got an Scott RS Turbo. This is a 1990. It's a very late Mark IV. And it's for sale, £23,000. 07887 865 793. Full of history, excellent. Jaguar D-Type replica. I don't know what year that would be. 72, 73. Beetle with some Porsche wheels. So we saw this come in. They seem to be sort of parking these cars as they come in, quite sort of haphazardly. Yeah, Golf GTI Campaign, Pirelli wheels, 83, 84. This crazy Jaguar base thing, who knows what that originally was, I don't know what it is now, I have no idea. Personally, viewers, if we're talking Jaguar, I'm more fond of this XJ40. It's quite a late XJ40 actually. They finished production in 1994. That's an L plate, but obviously it can't be any newer than the car is. And look at this, a beige leather interior with wood. What specification this Jaguar is? Oh, it's a Sovereign. Very, very nice, viewers. Another Triumph Dolomite Sprint, if the autofocus will work properly. I don't know what year that is. I think with the headrest it's a slightly later one, but who knows. Probably about the same era as this Beetle. This is the 1303, 1974-75. Unlike so many other Volkswagens that we've seen at this show, this one looks really unmodified, apart from maybe that aftermarket sunroof. 1966 Sunbeam Alpine, 1725cc engine. I think this is a Series 5. That's in really nice condition, isn't it? Beautiful. When we said cars in all conditions, viewers, earlier on, we really did mean it. I mean, this E36 BMW 3 Series from the mid-90s does have a beige leather interior, but that it's not really the condition particularly I'd like for my own car. Ooh, viewers, 1990 to 1991 Toyota Carina 2 Estate. These are exceptionally rare cars. This one looks like a GL, yes it is. There was an XL GL and a GL Executive. I have driven the XL version. It was the 5-door hatch rather than the Estate. Portsmouth plate, this one. When I was growing up, lots of cars had Portsmouth plates because that's the area where I'm from. And this is, oh gosh, autofocus, don't do that. Apologies viewers, but yeah, that's wonderful to see. They're not very common, these anymore. 1988 to 1989 Renault 5 1.4 automatic. Still got windy windows in here, so I don't think it's like a Monaco or anything like that. The Monacos were very nice, but most agreeable anyway. 1970-71 MGB, or an NG TF. So it's still got the 1.8 engine. It was actually registered in 2004. Kit car. So look at the interior. There's probably loads of MGB bits in here. Yeah, tons of them. So it looks like an old TF, but it's based on a B. A Matchford, yes, I've heard of those. Much with a Cobra engine in it, so who knows. Skip the Defender views, it's probably a good idea because they didn't have any petrol engines in them by the time that one was made. Rover ST1, 1984 to 85, it's a 2600. I wonder if it's the Vanden Plas model views. I do like a nice Vanden Plas. Yes, it is the Vanden Plas. Registered by Tilbury's of Winchester. My gosh, I was the local Austin Rover dealer when I was growing up. Goodness gracious me, yeah, double A Southampton plates, but registered from Winchester. Amazing. I feel really nostalgic now saying that. Here's this other ST1 we saw yesterday. This one is a V8. Don't trip over anything. Oh my gosh, a Mark 1 Focus RS, so all this colour as well. I think they were made, most of them in 2004. Those are worth a lot of money now. Also worth a lot of money is this Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth. I think those wheels are off an Escort Cosworth. Actually, the interior looks pretty standard. Actually, it's not actually modified this, apart from the exhaust and things. Yeah, the Focus looks pretty standard too. Renault 4 CV, my gosh. Wow. Be from the 50s, I think this. Left-hand drive, probably imported. Lots of variety here today. Daimler V8 250, 1968-69. 69 was the last year. The last model of this shape from the Mark II Jaguar to be actually made. Ford Zephyr, an Iota Zephyr or Mark I Zephyr, but this has been extensively modified. It's got an auto gearbox in it for a start. Wow, that is pretty special. Saw this yesterday, viewers. This Dodge Charger from Pompano Beach in Florida. It's been maybe sort of 10, 15 years old, something like that. Oh, and a Marcos. Q-plate Marcos. Must have been made by somebody in a shed or something. It's probably got a nice big engine in it as well. Mantula V8, yes, definitely a nice big engine. There's that Mini Cooper again, viewers. And this is a 2001 Corsa C 1.2 SXI. Mind you, it's got original dealer plates, dealer sticker and all sorts of things like that. It's probably got low mileage based on the condition of it. These cars at the moment are sort of the bottom of their value, but I have seen some of these start to appear at shows now, and it does sort of make sense. This car's 22 years old, so there we go, and it can part next to things like this Audi Quattro, which is from sort of 84, 85. Probably a bit more valuable than a Corsa though, I should have thought.
So you take them to Ireland? Yeah. Do you have to pay tax?
69 to 70 Ford Cortina 1600E. Probably my favourite colour for these is purple. And then an Astra G from about 2000. I mean, this is in really nice condition. The Gs are going to start to disappear quite quickly. A lot of them are used to banger racing things at the moment, and none of them have been none left. It's got the Ecotec 1.6 16 valve, also an SXI like the Corsa. Very shiny. 1976-77 Triumph Stag with the manual overdrive gearbox. And then a Fiat 500 Topolino. 1937, we've seen this before, I think. Possibly at Camberley or something like that. It goes everywhere, they say, doesn't it? That's why I say that the 500 made in 57, way through to 75, is like the second generation, because that was the first one. Ford Fairlane 500, 1964. Fantastic. Then we have a Mustang 1966. And then something a bit more maybe prosaic next to it, but I think personally this is more interesting. 1969 to 70 Ford Escort Mark I 1300 Super. Unlike so many Mark I and Mark II Escorts, this isn't a two-door and it's not modified. It's not even a sporty one, but that's in really nice condition. That's like sort of festive, exceptional show-winning condition. And a Middlebridge Senator from 1990. These are the continuation of the Reliants. I think the last ones under Reliant were made in the 1980s. Very rare Middlebridge, I think less than 100 around. Saw this yesterday, the E30 Touring 92-93. Then we've got DAF 66 just before the Volvo 66 came in. This is 74-75. With the 1289cc play-on-front engine. Oof. Interesting Capri 3 litre S here. I think the plate is a personal one as opposed to the original one to the car, but we've got 4-speed gearbox, colour check interior, and all the usual refinements of one of these. Talking of Mark I Escorts, we've got 3 of them here. Twin cam but modified, it's at a 72-73 on an L. This one here, which is a very late one on an N, they finished on an N I think in 74-75. And then this one on a K, 71-72. So I think it's still got a Pinto on it, Mexico badge, this one. That one's actually badged as a Cosworth. Of course, we've never made a Mark I Escort Cosworth. That'll be engined from probably a Sapphire Cosworth. Another one of these Mark II Consul Zephyrs and Zodiacs with 3 Graces. This was the bottom of the range with Consul with a 1.7 engine, I think it was. Another retype, 1963. Same gearbox as original one. Moss 4-speed with no circulation on first. Oh, this console's for sale. TW. Maybe Ford actually owned them themselves originally. 7715 336 788. Very nice. Chevy Fleetmaster. 1948. Wow. That's extraordinary, isn't it? Look at this dashboard in here. It's like one slab of wood. Series 3 Jaguar E-Type V12. Don't know what year that is. I think they made them from 1971 to 1975. That one is an automatic. Lots of them were. And then a Vauxhall Cresta. Let's have a look at the rear window and see if this is an earlier or a later one, because you can tell. I think this is the later one, which has got the one-piece rear window. And then a Humber Super Snipe. Probably from the early 60s. Made them right away for 1957, I think. Yeah, 63 tax discs, so probably about 62, 63. More classic Ford action, of course. Mark II 1600 Sport with Burton cylinder head. 79 to 80, so a very late one. Cortina Super 1966. This might be an Instagram name. Hello to Wolf Mark II on Instagram. This is a Mark I Cortina, a very late one actually. Well, that Ford's had a Type 9 gearbox put in it. Yeah, the engine looks not very standard. So yes, I was right. We saw this yesterday. Another one of these Anglias. This is a 123E Super, and there's one of two here that are both 67s. Saw this yesterday. This Ford V8 Pilot, which is for sale, 1950, 07799 791. Sorry, 721 408. Can't read. The Transit Custom 1973-74. I don't know what engine it is, but I imagine it's one of the V4 engines. And next to it we've got a few surprising treats. These weren't here yesterday at all, were they? A very early Morris 1100. See, there's a heritage certificate on here. 63, gosh, it's a really, really early one. Wow. It's amazing. And the Hillman Avenger, I think this is one of a sporty ones. Is it a GT or something? Yes, a Hillman Avenger GT. 72, 73 on an L. Here we go, very early Morris 1100. I've driven a very early Austin 1100, it's 64. Very nice car to drive, even with no service into the brakes and no power steering and no synchro on first. View is a Daimler coupe based on the Jaguar XJC. Can't remember what they marketed these as, but this is a Sovereign coupe, I think, says on it. 77, 78, very nice. Mini 1275 GT, 1970 to 71. What's the sale? 07718646192. That's in actually really nice condition. Some early type wheels and things like that on that one. Dealer sticker from Wadham Stringer, who were sort of dealers back in the day around the country. One of these mini pickups with the pressed steel grille, 73, 74 registration on an M. There's that Mark II Escort that we saw earlier on, 4-door. A sneaky look at the engine whilst we're here, shall we? Ooh, RS label on there. 1965 Ford Mustang, very early one. They launched in April 64, so they generally call the first year of production ones either 64.5 or 65. So I suppose more correctly 64.5. Now this is a 105e Anglia, but I think we've got something else lurking under the bonnet that's not standard. Yes, Mark II Cortina GT Crossflow engine. I would have known. And the Vauxhall Cavalier Mark I 2-door. 4-doors are, I think, more common for these ones. This is a 76 2-door 1600L. Being used for competition, it seems. So some Morris Minors here. 1967 Morris Minor 1000 Traveller. 1966 Morris Minor 1000 Traveller. 1971 Morris Minor 1000 Traveller. Local car actually to this area. This is a Hertfordshire plate, this one. So 69 to 70 on an H. Trafalgar Blue. 1970-71 Morris Minor 1000 Traveller. Then we've a local plate. JH used to be Hertfordshire plate, but later on it was a Reading plate. This time it would have been Hertfordshire plate. I think we've got actually a thing here which shows what year this would be. 63, yeah, 63. Probably made 61, 62, with that wiping meeting in the middle. Much earlier minor here. I think this could even be like an MM or something. It could be a Series 2. Series 2 by that grille. And then we have more minor action here. Minor convertible or Tourer, 67, 68. Similar era, this one to the other one with the wipers meter in the middle, about 62, 63, maybe earlier. And then Gemma, 69 Minor 1000 Traveller in Trafalgar Blue, showing the sort of latest steering wheel that came in October 64. '91 Porsche 911 964 Targa. Those characteristic seats. And then we've got 1980 to 1990 Ford Escort XR3i Cabriolet with that RS Turbo steering wheel. I don't think we made an RS Turbo Cabriolet. Here is cars we saw yesterday on a case, so quite a late one, 92, 93. With a sort of tinted number plate. And a 67 Camaro SS. So the first year of production for the Camaro was 67. It's had a 5-speed gearbox put in at some stage. I want to be looking at that one. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again in the very last part, which I'm sure you'll be relieved to hear will be coming soon.